Hello, Lori Gunn here with Violin Storytime, and I would like to read to you a really fun and beautiful book about a bear who plays music. This is Berlioz the Bear by Jan Brett. Zoom, zoom, buzz, zoom, zoom, buzz. Berlioz had been practicing for weeks, and now, just when the orchestra was going to play in the village square for the gala ball, a strange buzz was coming from his double bass. Why now? Berlioz said to himself. The musicians arrived with their instruments. As Berlioz watched them climb aboard the bandwagon, all he could think about was his buzzing bass. What if his bass buzzed during the ball? What if the dancers stopped dancing and laughed at him? Zoom, zoom, buzz, zoom, zoom, buzz, he imagined. Berlioz picked up the reins and clucked to the mule. Off they went down the road. He was so worried that he didn't see a hole in the road ahead. Suddenly, the wagon lurched to a stop. The front wheel was stuck in the hole. The mule took one look back and sat down and yawned. There's the hole right here. Over here, I mean, he's sitting here. Oh dear, said Berlioz, as he tried to get the mule to stand up and pull the bandwagon out of the hole. What can we do? We'll be late for the ball. I'll help you, said a rooster who was passing on his way to the ball. I'll just tug on the rope and pull you out, he bragged. The rooster pulled and pulled, but the mule stayed put. Here's our rooster here. A tabby, who had been watching from the top of the fence, spoke up smugly. That isn't a job for a featherweight, he purred. I'll do it for you. And he took hold of the rope and pulled, but the mule wouldn't move. Oh my, said Berlioz, at this rate, we'll never get to the ball on time. Everyone, put on your concert tailcoats, so we'll be ready to start as soon as we get there. They're getting changed in their wagon. Oh dear. Just then, a schnauzer came trotting over the hill. He took one look at the cat and sniffed. A furball like you can't pull a bandwagon. Here, let me have that rope. And he panted and pulled, but the wagon stayed in the hole. Berlioz handed out the music. Everyone, take out your instruments. We'll start tuning up here. Along came a prancing billy goat. He looked at the schnauzer and snorted. Move over, squirt, and let me do it. I'll have this wagon out in no time. The billy goat strained forward, but to his surprise, he got nowhere. Berlioz checked his pocket watch. There wasn't much time left. He was about to give up when he heard a new noise. Allow me, said a plow horse coming across the field. This will be easy. I spend my days pulling. But even the plow horse couldn't move the mule. Berlioz tugged at his ears. It was almost time for the ball to begin. He looked around and saw a large ox lumbering toward them. Everyone tune up. Here comes someone who can pull us out. You're saved, roared the ox. This poor plow horse means well, but only I am strong enough to pull a bandwagon full of musicians. Here comes the ox. He twisted the rope around his horns and gave a mighty tug. The animals held their breath, but the mule wouldn't budge. The clock on the tower started to chime 8 o'clock. Oh no, Berlioz shouted. In desperation, he pulled his bow across the strings, and to his dismay, he heard zoom, zoom, buzz, buzz. All the musicians turned to look at the buzzing double bass. Out of the bass shot a very angry bee. It had been disturbed once too often. The first thing it saw as it flew out of the bass was the hind quarters of the mule. I don't know if you can see it, but there's our bee. I'll get in real close. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Buzz! With one giant sting, the bee made the mule jump to his feet and pull the bandwagon of musicians out of the hole, down the road, and into the village square before the bells had stopped chiming. There they go. I think this is the audience up here, too. The audience roared. What an entrance! They cried, and the orchestra, already dressed and tuned, began to play. Zoom, 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 zoom. It was hard to say who had more fun at the ball, the musicians or the dancers. Berlioz had never played better. Encore! 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 Berlioz came forward. Thank you all. And this evening, I would like to dedicate out our encore to the buzzing bee. And look what he's playing. He's playing The Flight of the Bumblebee. That's the song he's playing for everybody as the encore. The end. Thank you so much for joining me for another violin story time.